A match against Fulham now awaits Manchester United fans, but here are the 5 things we learned from Manchester United's 3-1 FA Cup 5th round victory over West Ham. In at number 1, rotation and redemption is an option under Erik ten Hag. He really showed that with his starting 11 choice. It was basically a completely new defence to what started in the Carabao Cup final, and it was actually a completely new defence to what finished in the Carabao Cup final, with just Dalot starting from that defence that started tonight in the final, and then he came off at half-time anyway. So this sort of option for Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Tyrell Malacia to all impress today was really there, and Tyrell Malacia didn't do bad. Dalot was a bit shaky. Like, you can check out our player ratings if you want a bit more in-depth on this, but the option there is there for the players on the fringes of Erik ten Hag's first 11 to sort of work their way back in, as we've seen with sort of Wan-Bissaka this season. At the start of the year, you might have thought his career at Manchester United is coming to an end, and it's been a bit disappointing. But now this season, he's been quite good. He's been very good since Dalot got injured at the World Cup. And is he now starting above Dalot in your strongest 11? Let us know in the comments, but I think he would in mine. And that rotated defence, it's that options that Erik ten Hag is giving. They are there, and they are there for players to work their way back into that starting 11. In at number 2, and continuing on from the last point, Erik ten Hag did get it right yet again at half-time. He loves a half-time substitution. Tyrone Marshall from the MEN also said that in his little review after the game that you can check out now on our YouTube channel. But he loves a half-time substitution, and they pretty much always seem to work. Casemiro came on. He made Manchester United a much better team, which I'll get onto later. But there's just something about his substitutions that seem to make them the best players on the pitch. Fred came on and scored. That was later on in the game, but he was fantastic when he came on. He brought that level of energy that we've come to expect from Fred. Rashford came on. He was great. It's weird how well he seems to get his substitutions every single time. And it is honestly one of his strengths. One of his biggest strengths at Manchester United has been making these substitutions at the right time and winning games because of it. In at number 3, and I'm a big Weghorst fan here. However, is him failing to score just going to become an issue for Manchester United? He scored 1 goal so far for Manchester United, and he started every single game since he came in. That's 12 games in a row, and he scored 1 goal as a striker for one of the most informed sides in Europe. It's a strange sort of conundrum to have, because what do you do with a striker who can't score goals? He's still playing really well. He was really good tonight. His work rate, you can't fault it. His sort of build-up play, you can't really fault that. But he's not scoring goals, and he was brought in to be this striker, and the main job of a striker is to score the goals and win those games, score the goals in the crucial moments. And like, it is a strange one, because he's playing so well and yet still having sort of no final touch, no goal scoring, no sort of what he was brought in to do. And the one thing you could guarantee about Ronaldo was he would score goals. Whether it was for the better or for the worse of the team, he would still score goals. Whereas Weghorst doesn't seem to add that. He's definitely made the team better when he's on, but is it going to become a longer term issue if he can't score? In at number 4, Casemiro is absolutely crucial. I said in the earlier point that Erik ten Hag got it right with his substitutions yet again, and Casemiro coming on really won that game for Manchester United. He pretty much, as soon as he came on, Man United looked like a better side. He makes everyone around him play much, much better. In the first half, Sabitzer was sort of playing as that double pivot, but Casemiro can do all of that on his own. Sabitzer had, in the second half, pushed up a bit more. He was a lot more involved in the play in the second half. And then in the first half, Bruno Fernandes was very anonymous. And then in the second half, he sort of exploded, especially that last 20 minutes. He created 2 goals, got 1 assist. The other one was ruled out for offside. But, he's just fantastic, Casemiro. I can't believe that Manchester United haven't gone out and signed someone of his mould at the very least. In previous seasons, you've seen what he's done to the side this season already, and it's incredible how much Manchester United have improved. And it's basically down to Casemiro. The good form of some other players dotted around, but Casemiro is that anchor in that midfield that really makes Manchester United play so well. And then in at number 5, last but not least, Alejandro Garnacho tonight was brilliant. He seems to have added this level of maturity that we haven't really seen from him so far. I've sort of criticised him in these sort of videos before for not really being that mature when he's on the pitch, not really making the right decisions in the right time, where it would take a bit more of experience on the pitch and sort of, you can see it from the stands, but it might be more difficult to see on the pitch. But it's that sort of maturity that you only get with age. And tonight he was really shown that maturity of sort of tracking back. He was making the right decisions. He was looking for the overlap. He was looking inside. He was looking for the switch. And that's just something that we haven't really seen. And it made him so good tonight. He was so dangerous and he was beating men. But it wasn't like he was predictable by the end. He was still finding Bruno Fernandes inside. He was still finding Rashford when he moved more central. It was very impressive. And his goal, just to top it all off, what a strike that is. How's he got the spin on that? But what a player. He just doesn't play like an 18-year-old. And that's what really struck me today. He has been playing like an 18-year-old all the rest of the season. But Ten Hag seems to have said something to him. He said it in his press conference, which is also available on our channel. He said it in his press conference, and he said, I've told him he needs to start having an impact, not off the bench. If I'm putting him in the starting 11, he needs to have an impact. And then he goes and does that, and he had an impact like that. And he was just brilliant today. His haircut's a bit questionable, but his footballing ability, you just can't question it, can you? So that maturity and that experience that comes with playing in such a good side like Manchester United and under such a good coach like Erik ten Hag, maybe that's sort of positive for the future. So Manchester United fans, what did you learn about the game tonight? What did you notice? Make sure you let us know in the comments. Like and share and subscribe to the Manchester Evening News here on YouTube. Check out the Manchester Evening News website for any more Man United updates ahead of this weekend's game or even next midweek game. Thanks for watching.